7, catch me on the stoop, no place like home. And today, huh? You out here calling yourself a DJ? Are you a professional though? Are you a professional DJ though? Because my man out here calling himself the professional DJ.
He is a professional.
DJ. Tell him who you is, baby.
Who?
Tell him who you is.
Who?
The fireman.
The fireman.
We
can't mix it like that.
Wait. Let's clear it up.
Go ahead.
There's a few things that changed. You know what I'm saying? This my twin right here.
Okay.
My twin know that guy. But you know, since he moved, he got high fashion on me, and he moved. He'll know this guy. Ooh. Officially, it's the Fire DJ S1 107.5 WBLS. S1 set.
Yeah.
S1.
Yeah. S1.
Now, we was looking at some things. It says professional DJ.
Right.
Now, I just want to know what's the difference between a DJ and a professional DJ.
A professional DJ is just what it is. It's like you have a professional and you have, think of it like a basketball player.
Okay.
You have NBA players and you have college players, street ballers. You know, when you get paid,
that changes some shit.
And don't get it twisted with this NIL stuff that's going on in college. They get paid too.
Yeah.
But they're getting paid not as players. They're getting paid for their name, image, and likeness. They're not getting paid as players. All right? When you're getting paid to do the job, you're a professional.
Word.
You know?
Yeah, that's well, salute, my brother. Salute.
Because I gotta get.
Even though you only get $5.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Yes, what part of Brooklyn you from, man?
I'm from East New York.
East New York.
All day.
Okay.
Right up over there around the corner.
Up the block.
You know, I don't necessarily live in East New York.
No.
You know, I'm always gonna be from East New York.
East New York raised you. They raised
all day.
Yeah,
you know, I always say East New York made me who I am. You know, you couldn't get out of East New York if you didn't have certain standards. You know, you couldn't survive if you didn't have a certain way of life. You know, way of thinking in East New York.
We familiar with the town. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we was over there in the Linden houses, the Linden project.
Yeah, right at the block.
You know.
I'm on the boulevard side.
Oh, okay, you're on the boulevard. we did on the boulevard too.
On that side.
Shout to though.
You know, we was over there. Yeah. So, come on, brother.
You was on my block.
Okay, come on, brother.
I got you. All right, yeah.
So, being over there at the radio station.
Yes. BLS.
Because, you know, when we grew up, there was 2 stations.
Right.
KISS and BLS.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You do rock with one of the legends, the legends of the game. You know, love Marley Marl and the Juice Crew, but Red Alert in the native tongues was just something different. You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
Yeah.
Salutes to the big homie DJ Red Alert. He helped usher and pioneer this game for us for so long.
Right.
Now, with him, you know, over your shoulder, how does that happen to enhance your 1 and 2s? Because I know it's a lot of friendly competition there.
You know what? Let's be honest. First of all, I'm not gonna take away from being at BLS. I'm around, believe it or not, all the legends. You know, because we're gonna get back to Red Alert. Red Alert is definitely gonna be the focus of my statement. But Marley, I can't take it from Marley. Marley. Being around Marley has showed me. Marley was the first one when I came to radio, because I could tell you, I didn't want radio.
Yeah.
I was in the club. I didn't want radio at all, because at that time radio had a certain stigma. Oh, them radio DJs only play these songs and they don't know how to rock party, and they weren't making no money. You know. So I'm in the club every night. It's a whole different vibe. But then when I got to radio, the energy was just different. Radio is more work for radio. Let's start there. It's way more work, because when you're in the club, you get to see who it is, how the effect of what you're doing is happening. When you're on radio, you're in a room and you gotta assume that you're affecting people. And radio is like this. you all know when you sit in your car, the wrong song come on. What do?
Changing
Turn.
that.
Right? So you got to think about that. So, and you also got to think about the feelings that are going on, right? So when I first got to radio, I've known Red from way before, right? But when I first got to radio, Marley was the first one that came and told me how to be a radio DJ. Marley said, you got to think about people's emotions when you get on radio, right? You got to think about, one, if it's raining outside, people ain't jumping up and down. They're mellow. You know, they in their car and they mellow. So you got to go that way. If it's cold outside, you want to warm them up. Conversely, watch this. If it's hot outside, you want to keep them hot.
Yeah, you want to,
You know?
Yeah.
So that was what Marley brought me. Then I got another legend. I'm going to get to Red. I got another legend. I got Chuck behind me. Shout to DJ Chuck Chill Out. Chuck comes on after me. Chuck's energy is always on 1,000.
Always been.
Right? always on 1,000. So what he helps me with is I'm on Saturday night. People want to be going. So
party night.
Yeah, it's, you know,
it's a party
in
night.
the car, people either want to hear something that's fire, or they want to hear something that they could get to the spot and be like, yo, you heard? Or they want to hear something that gets their energy going, right? But you got to be in that mood to put it across. So Chuck is always in that mood, you know, always. And Chuck is probably the funniest person you know in life. He'll make you laugh all day long. But now the Red Alert is different. You know, Red Alert is, we're going to talk about professional DJs. Red Alert is the professional. Okay? He's professional in the way he carries himself. He's professional in his interactions. These are things I try to take from him. When he talks to people, he always talks to everybody like, you know, that's my homie. You know, no matter who it is, he always talks to. Me and Red Alert never talk music. Believe it or not, we never ever talk music. The only time we talk music is if I come on my show is right after his, and you know you try to set your playlist that what you're gonna play for the show in advance, and I'll listen to him on the way there, and I'll be, oh my god,
He just played.
You know, there's certain, if you know radio, there's certain songs that we have to play, right? People, if you're gonna start to understand radio, if you understand in radio, you know there's certain songs that have to be played. They're called A-list records. Those are tested records that have to be played because that's how marketing goes. That's how, you know, commercials and sponsorship goes. They want to make sure that there's a set amount of people listening at this time when I pay X amount of money for the sponsorship of your station.
Look, that's how you break it down for all of y'all talking about y'all tired of hearing the same song over and over again on the radio. It's about this money, baby. Professional DJ gotta get the check, baby.
Say it loud.
The professional DJ gotta get the check. He can't be waiting for the promoter and all this and half of his bread.
But it's not even me. It's the station. It's not me. It's the station. Because I don't want them to confuse. They're not paying me. You know what I'm saying? That's illegal, by the way. But they're paying for their sponsorship of the station. The station doesn't run on its own. The station is sponsored. Okay? When you TV, every couple of minutes you see 2 minutes of commercials. That's who's paying for the TV show, right? So you want to make sure that during the time that you're on, and it's in 15-minute slots. I'm teaching y'all some stuff now. It's in 15-minute slots. So you want to make sure within these 15 minutes you get certain songs played. So that's why it seems like I'm hearing the same songs all day long when you're really not. You understand? They're only being played in certain times. So if you heard Let's Do It Again 6 times today, that's because you turned on your radio at those times during the day. You understand? That's how it works, right? But then the rest of it is the DJ. So Red Alert taught me how to figure out when to get certain songs in and still be yourself. So we'll talk about that part of music. But the rest of that is family. We'll talk family. One thing he always says to me, no matter what it is, how's your kids?
Yeah, important.
He always asks me that. How's your kids? Very good. What'd y'all do this week? You know? I'm like, yeah, you know. Now we talking grandkids because we got grandkids. We talk about the grandbabies, right?
Yeah.
You know, his grandbabies naturally are a little older than my grandbabies, but you know, we talking grandbabies. And Red Alert, the most beautiful thing to me about Red Alert is he seems like he never ages. Like I tell people all the time, I was a youngin'. You know, we ain't spring chickens on the stoop.
No doubt,
Right?
no doubt.
I was a youngin' and I used to be in my room with my radio and my headphones and a cassette in the box, pause taping.
Oh yeah.
Pause taping
right.
Red Alert.
That's right.
So that I could go outside
Yes.
the next day and that was me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I would put it together with my dual decks and I would pause tape.
Pause
tape.
The commercial ads.
Yep.
And then you put
Put it together and then, yo, look what I got. And hope I got Red Alert's parts out of there.
This me.
Yeah, right?
The hottest joint.
Right, the hottest joints, right?
Yeah.
There's even aspects of how I DJ that I tell them all the time. You know, DJing is a thing where you got to be yourself, and bite is not allowed, right? But emulation is accepted when you do it properly, and you give kudos.
Yeah.
Right?
Give props.
So Red Alert, I do what DJ terms. I do the double clicks, where pat. I took that straight from Red Alert. That was something he did it, but he did it for more DJ terms. He did it on the back end, whack, right? I do it. My emulation is to do the front end, pat. You understand what I'm saying? If you're listening, so instead of the song going walking down the street and bopping, Red Alert will go walking down street bopping. I would go walking down street bop. The flip, right?
Yeah.
And the first time you heard it, he was like, "Oh, you got the clicks right." I was like, "Yeah, that's you." Right?
Yeah.
That
No
and.
We got
You gotta talk to the DJs. A DJ gotta know how to blend records. Okay? And blending records is not just, you know, especially in the business that we're in with the computers and Serato and RPM.
We gotta ask about that.
And all of that, where the number is there telling you that this 104 and this 104 are the same speed. That don't mean the tempo is the same or the pitch is the same. So some of your blends sound crazy if they're not on the same pitch. You know, that's why Serato even try to help out. They'll give you the 7A in the corner. They'll put a 7A in a 3C.
You don't get that blend right. You don't get that blend right. It's gonna throw your party off.
Gonna throw it off, right? But Red Alert is possibly, and I'm saying this with strength because there are a lot of great DJs out there, but he's possibly the best blending DJ I've ever heard because he could just do it on the fly. And if you watch him, he's doing it on the fly. You know, Red Alert puts records together like this. And he does it quick. Like Red Alert, because he came from vinyl, and now it's cold out here, right?
Oh man, I see.
Right?
Shoot, you want to drink?
Oh yeah. It ain't that cold, right? What y'all got up there?
We got vodka.
That's perfect. That's perfect. That's good. Right? Red Alert came from vinyl, where you had to put the record on, you had to get it to where it goes, you got to adjust the speed, right? And then you got to get the blend going. Red Alert has taken the computer And it's like Einstein had a calculator.
Mm.
He's taken a computer and he's enhanced it to where his mastery of his already known skill is now that much higher. You know, so
Degrees to this thing.
yeah, man,
Degrees.
It's definitely degrees. He's definitely super sensei. You know what I'm saying? So
he running around like Yoda.
definitely. So salute to Red Alert.
Yes.
You know, I appreciate everything that Red gives me. I tell him, and if you follow me, you know, at all, you know, I don't wait. Like, I hate when people talk about giving flowers. It's not about giving flowers. When you see the man, salute the man. If he put you there, or he gave you anything, just big him up. You know what I'm saying? And for no other reason, it feels good. You know? There's nothing like when you go out your house and you say good morning to somebody, that could have changed their day. You don't know what their morning was like. And out of nowhere, here you come, stranger they don't know from nowhere, to say, hey, good morning. That could change their day. Now imagine what a thank you could do. You know?
And from a place where we come from.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, growing up in those times, you know, it was rough.
It was rough.
East New York, Bedford-Stuyvesant, your Brownsvilles, every neighborhood was rough, your Bushwicks. It was rough. And to sit down and have somebody give you anything, you know, any words of encouragement, anything to help you along in your day, it definitely could go a long way.
Go a long way. So, you know, that's why I had to, complete my Red Alert thought. I always give Red Alert his kudos.
Yeah.
And for everything. And now, to see him getting all the love now, especially with this 50 years of hip-hop thing, to see him getting all the love is a beautiful thing. Like, to me, it's more than homage. It is well-deserved, you know, and well-needed. And showing that, you know, our genre and our culture respects the things that he brought to it. There's nothing that can touch it.
Icon.
Definitely. Now,
yeah. Club talk, but Kurt, can I ask one question when you go into the club?
Go ahead.
Serato or 1200? Is it 1200s? Am I saying?
Those are just the
turntables. So you doing turntables or you doing Serato? Or vinyl, right?
Vinyl. Nobody doing vinyl right now.
No.
Vinyl is nobody's doing vinyl.
Yeah, nobody's doing
Not
vinyl
in the club. Not in the club.
You have to go to a specific type of event to actually see vinyl happening. You know, there are certain spots that require vinyl still because they want to keep that authenticity. But, I mean, Jazzy Jeff put it best. You know, shout out to Jazzy Jeff. He said, the bottom line, especially in the club or in the stadium or in the festival or whatever it is, the bottom line is do what you got to do so that she feels great. She don't care how you did it. She don't care what you playing on. She don't care.
That's true.
She just want to feel great.
I want you to make it pop, baby.
Right. That's it.
Yeah.
She don't care how you did it. So I'm not one of those, I'm not one of those. I've never been one of those.
Okay.
Use the technology. If you know how to use it, use it.
Mm-hmm.
All right? My thing is just, if you're going to use it, know how to use it.
Know how to,
all right? And try to do it to the best of your abilities. Practice. That's a lost art with the computer. So a lot of, from what I hear, you know, and I guess because I come from when you had to put in the work, so I'm a little bit more, my ear is a little bit more, you know, specific as to what certain things should sound like. I hear a lot of practice happening at the actual event. You know? You know,
that sound like somebody ain't had a set right.
Yeah,
that's what it sound like. It sound like somebody ain't had a set right. You happen to be in the building. That shit wasn't clean. That's what it sound like.
You crazy? It's more so. Don't try it now. You know? Don't do that.
Have that shit down. You supposed to have that down by the time you get together. You supposed to have that down by the time you get to the spot. Yeah.
And you listen. let's be honest. You don't have to be completely forthright with everything you say on a microphone in a spot. You could try it. You could try it yesterday or the day before and just say, I'm doing it on the fly now.
Yeah.
Who knows? They were not with you when you tried it in your crib. Right?
You know, get in front of that mirror, right?
Yeah.
Remember back in the day, you had to get in front of that mirror.
That's a fact.
Practice. You know what I'm saying?
That's
but
a fact.
yeah, you
That's
gotta
a
practice.
fact. You gotta practice. And you know, shout to Mel Starr. He always talks about practice. He always puts that in his comment. Practice. Because you gotta practice. I don't care. Tom Brady practiced all week. You know what I'm saying? He didn't just go out there on Sunday and say, okay, you run that way and I'm going to try to throw the ball to you over there. No, they practiced that all week long. So that by the time Sunday came, they got it right.
Yes.
You know, you got to practice.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's not a lot of practice going on. You know.
Look, speaking of practice, you've been out here for a long time, out in these streets, out in these clubs. What was your favorite joints to rock in the city in New York?
Oh, man.
Because we've been outside. Now, we've been outside. You just said, look, we ain't no spring chickens out here.
Brother.
Now, listen, we've been outside at some parties.
You fire pressure.
We've been outside at a few parties. I want to know, because we was just talking
We was
about
on quite a few parties.
Exactly. We was on quite a few parties.
You know,
all right?
I'll be honest. You know when we dropped the ball, we ain't never rocked that twin stuff.
We
did shit, rock.
They always go to the Leos. Leos always go to the Leos. Leos always go.
Listen, we more than just Leos. Our birthday is the same day.
We not just talking Leo.
You know
Our birthday on the same day.
Our birthday is the same day. Yeah.
But on that day.
On that day. That's
on that day, he gonna hit. We hear from each other. You know, in the morning, afternoon, sometimes
Right.
that stuff. Don't be a hater, son. But anyway, boom.
All right.
So,
Club.
yeah, what was your favorite joints to rock? Because we,
All right.
we threw out a couple of names last night. I want to hear what you say.
How many I got?
3 clubs.
I can't give you 3, bro.
You can't give us three. That was your favorite.
I can't narrow to 3 because I've done.
Let's get 5.
I've done 5,000.
3.
I'm
3.
Nah, what are you talking about? Here in New York.
In New York, I've done
At home.
5,000 parties.
No
bro.
doubt.
I've done hundreds of clubs. How you gonna?
But they were spots.
I've
It
watched clubs.
had to be a spot you like to go to play the night.
You like, oh, it's
a
gonna be
weekly
crazy.
joint that you had.
I know. Okay, I know automatics. Automatics, rumor.
That's what it was.
Automatic.
That was the name of the
Automatic.
joint. Look, that's the first
Automatic.
joint. We just
Yeah.
talked about that last night.
Rumor-
We couldn't remember the name of the spot. That's the
Rumor.
joint over there by West 4th, right?
Right 4th.
There you go. There you go. That was it.
Definitely.
What was that on Tuesdays?
The
That
R&B
was
joint.
on. First, it was on Wednesdays, and then moved to Thursdays.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. Rumor kind of made me.
Yeah.
Rumor was
Right.
So that gotta be at the top.
Yeah, rumors definitely. Rumors definitely. I'm just saying, y'all trying to narrow me down to,
Yeah, you got
to
2
3.
more. You want 3? That's
Listen,
it.
look,
And
that was easy.
give me 5 at least. Give me 5. Give me 5.
Okay, let's do 5.
I
Let's
can't
do
do
5.
I want to do it in different reasons.
Okay.
You
Okay.
understand?
All right, cool. Okay.
Rumor made me.
Okay.
So definitely, rumor was made me what gave me my name in New York. You know, it was exclusive.
Oh well.
You know, it was a different vibe from everybody else's party. It was where I got to really. Why I say it made me is where I really got to break records.
Okay.
You know, a lot of these R&B cats out there, and mind you, I'm playing R&B during a heavy hip hop time. I was doing rumor in the early 2000s, so it was a heavy hip hop, 50 Cent, heavy hip hop time, and I'm playing all of those records, but everybody's playing all of those records. So I'm like, you know, what can I do? And my career spanned from in the 90s. I was doing blends. Like these blends.
I gotta know that.
Right.
I want. He do R&B, so that means the blends gotta be crazy.
Listen, I had a blends catalog that in the 90s, I didn't know business. You know, I didn't know the business at all of this DJ game. I didn't know the business at all. So I got raped crazy. Pause.
You wasn't a professional yet.
Right? I was. You know what? I was not a professional at all in the 90s. Shout out to my man Dre. I got to give my man Dre credit. He's actually the guy that got me to be professional, and it was on a straight humble. I mean, no lie. One step led to another step, that led to another step, and that's how we got to the finish line. But in the 90s, I was doing blends. I was taking at that time, it was no Serato or any of that stuff. So you had to get the vinyl record that had the acapella on it. Then you had to find the other vinyl record that had the instrumental.
Yes.
So I was doing R&B acapellas over hip hop beats, and I was putting them out. I was putting out like crazy on cassettes, right? And then I'm not gonna shout out this record label because I don't want no legal. I don't want no legals coming at me at this point, you know. But a certain record label had a member of that used to get my cassettes somehow, and they would press them up. So I'm hearing my blends on other people's stuff, and I'm like, how they do that? Like, how's that happening? And I found out that the record labels put white labels out, bootlegs as we called them, of some of my blends, and I'm like, wow. To me, I'm like,
that's me.
I'm like, wow, this is great.
Now realize it. Hold on, man.
Right? This is great. Now realizing, oh, they getting paid, and I'm not.
Bootleg you.
Right? And I'm not. Like, God, if you bootleg, get your leg broke. Right?
Yeah.
But what it did was, now when we came into the 2000s in the clubs, what happened was I was in the car with Dre. He was a promoter, and he was like, "Yo, come to my party." So we got in the car, and at that time I had transitioned over to CDs, and I threw the CD of just blends that I had in his deck because I wanted to hear them. I had just done a bunch of blends. I just said I want to hear it in the car.
Yeah.
So he put it in. He's like, "Yo, this is hard." I said, "They mine." He said, "They're yours." I said, "Yeah." He said, "You DJ?" I was like,
He didn't even know what you did.
"Yeah." He was just my homeboy.
Because he wasn't a professional then.
Right.
He was local.
I wasn't doing no parties or nothing. I was just in my crib.
He was doing it for the love then.
Just for the love. I was going to work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I was just doing it for the love. So he was like, "Yo, DJ?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, and this is where we're going to get back to another club, right?
Yeah.
He was like, "Yo, come open up at one of my parties for me." He said, "Yo, could you do this live?" I said, "Yeah, you know, I've been DJing for a long time. I've been DJing in college. I was doing college parties and stuff like that." He said, "Yo, you can do that. You real?" So he said, "Yo, come open up one of my parties." My DJ never wanted to get there early. So I was like, "Bet. Well, who your DJ?" He said, "You probably know him. He's from Fort Greene. His name is Self." I said, "Yeah, I know who he is, but I don't know him." He said, "I'm gonna introduce you to him." So when I met Self, he was like, "Yeah, he gonna come. He gonna open up." And Self was like, "Great," because now I don't gotta get. And he was doing afterwards. So now his door opened at 6. Self don't want to get there till 8. Right? And he was putting on sporadic people in there. So he's like, "Yeah, great, no problem." So then I started opening for Self, and the club we was doing was Envy. Right?
Okay.
So
Holla.
Envy.
Holla. There you go.
Yeah, Envy.
Envy was
Envy. That was Tuesday.
Envy was pop.
Talk your shit.
Envy was pop.
Talk your shit, S.
Envy was a fun time.
Yeah.
Envy was a fun time.
Yeah.
Envy was, if you wanted to have a good time. Envy definitely. Envy was the truth if you wanted to have a good time. Now I gotta give one of my favorites.
Yeah.
It's gonna be, you're like, what? Huh? I used to do a party on Friday nights, in a little spot on West 8. Ironically, that was the name of the spot. West 8.
Okay.
It was, shout to MIH, they were the promoters. It was, you went in the building, you went downstairs, and it was a room, like a speakeasy room, and then there was a room where they had the party. The party room, maybe, if you packed it out, maybe held 100 people. If you packed it out.
Yeah.
Right? So they were very, very, very specific on who they let in. Now it wasn't about you didn't some spots you had a doorman, it wasn't totally that. Of course, if she looked fantastic,
No doubt.
she's coming in, right? You got to make this building look good, right?
Look like something. Yeah.
But it was also how you carried yourself when you were outside, right? if you was about, you're gonna be standing there all night long, right? If you look like you're going to work on Monday, you coming in. We're gonna make sure that you have a good time. You know, you're about professionalism. And then they had, because of the everyday folk that carry themselves a certain way, performed a certain way, but just wanted to have a good time, because that was known to be there. Now you got the high-end exclusive folks that came. So I had Denzel Washington with me, you know, and Denzel, one thing I love about Denzel Washington, you know, I wish I could talk to him now, see if he remembers me. But Denzel, if you ever been around Denzel Washington, he loves two things. Sorry, Denzel. He loves to drink, you know, he loves to drink, and he loves good music.
No doubt.
Right? So he would always require that he sat right next to me. Right? The DJ booth was here, and it was funny to get in the DJ booth. You used to have to go under the door, opened in front of the booth, and you had to go under the set and come out and then spin around, and now you're facing the room, right? And it was the vinyl era. That was a vinyl era, but we was bringing you remember I was bringing
crates and crates in.
Yeah, I was bringing 15 crates of records.
That's right? When you was working out.
That's when you was that's when I was a professional DJ. That's when they were working out. That's when you knew you that's when you came with 5 cats to the party, because
need somebody to carry the goddamn crates. You want to get in tonight?
Remember that? That's a lost era too.
That is a lost era.
That's a lost era. It used to be. You used to always have at least 2 cats outside that would get to the party early. Just to carry your crates in to get in. That's lost. Not everybody your homeboy. Now they just your homeboy. That's my man. That's my man.
I'm at the door.
Nah, back then you used to have to carry a crate. You want to come in? There you go.
Look, since we're in the club section right now, you just gave us 3. I ain't gonna put too much more pressure on you. You know what I mean? So you calling yourself the R&B specialist out here? Is R&B what get the party shaking right now? We in the party right now. You going to play the club right now?
2023.
2023. What's gonna get the party shaking right now?
R&B.
Straight like that?
R&B, undoubtedly.
Why and why is
the
that?
biggest records out right now are R&B records.
Okay.
In my genre of music, you know what I'm saying? In my spots that I go to, that I frequent, that I play at, R&B for sure. You know, the biggest, because no disrespect to hip hop, but the hip hop, I'm not DJing for 22, 23, 24 anymore.
Okay.
You know, I have a more mature crowd. My crowd really starts at 30 and then makes its way up. You know, and believe it or not, a 55 is not the 55 that we used to be, you know,
no doubt.
Because they came through the hip hop era.
Absolutely.
So they're a younger 55. You know, so they're still, you know, dressing fly and had that swag to them. You know, so, but they not. They're not doing that. They're not doing that. So, you know, that's the time when they're gonna let, you know, y'all have that. We're gonna go to the bar real quick. We're gonna chill out and
But the R&B is what get the party shaking.
The R&B records right now. Okay, we'll talk some records. You got, you know, that's why Usher has a resurgence. Okay. Usher seems to always have his finger on the pulse of what the feeling is for R&B for him, what sounds good for now, but doesn't move him off of who he is. You know, he's still Usher. Right? Even so, his good record right now is a big record in the club. Victoria Monet, she's new. She's new to most. She's been out for a little bit. She had another record out that was pretty big too, but it didn't pan off the way this On My Mama record is moving. That's another big record in the club. You know, I got a name. I was actually with him last night. Who to watch out for? October London.
No doubt. No doubt. I got Sun album. Shit is fire.
October London. He's a professional. All right. And I realized last night he's not as young as people think he is. Like, cause he looks young and he's pretty new. People think he's a spring chicken. He's not.
And that's Death Row. That's Death Row.
Yeah, he's on Death Row.
Joint, yeah.
Oh, so you've been down for a minute.
Nah, that's
got some time on this belt.
He's got some years, right? So, but his energy, his sound. First of all, he has a classic sound. He does sound a lot like Marvin Gaye, but in his own way. You know, let me move it over to hip hop for a second. Young boy named HD. I don't know if you ever heard of HD. If you haven't heard about him, check for him. He's a young brother, right? He sounds just like Jay-Z.
Yes,
right?
Yes.
But if you talk to him, that's how he talks. That's how he sounds when he talks. Like, that's his voice. So he says, no matter how hard I try not to sound like Jay-Z, I would have to change who I am to not sound
and
like
he sounds
just
like I heard him spitting and I was like, who is this young boy? And I listened to another song. I was like, yo, he sounds just like Jay.
Could that work for him or will it hurt him though?
Well, he's nice though.
Yeah,
so
it
might work because he's nice.
You know what I'm saying? The only thing in this game, you got business, right? Artists don't just necessarily pop, or they don't necessarily floor. You know, the business has a lot to do with it. Your management has a lot to do with it.
Shout out to Big Mel.
No doubt.
Shout out to Mel.
Shout out to Big Mel.
Over here, all right?
My bad.
He all right. Right? But your management has a lot to do with it. You know what I'm saying? And it's not even just the booking or the scheduling. It's about, you know, what they can do for you specifically. Like, how can they? What the energy behind you? You know, that they put behind you to make you get to certain spectrums that you need to get into to pop. Your talent is naturally your talent. There are a lot of talented people that you never heard of because they just had a poor management team, right? So I don't think it's going to hurt him, you know, because it's who he is, you know. Could it help him? Yes.
Definitely.
It could definitely help him if he gets the management side of it together. You know, I know one of my homeboys used to be on his management team. I don't know if he's still with him. I don't know what happened there. You know, I don't want to speculate, so I'm not going to say this or that in that direction. I'm just talking about artistry specifically. That's big in getting your career to make moves. Your management is important. But October London, he sounds like Marvin, but he's just like that. He's talented in his own right, right? And I saw last night he commands that stage. So he gets right into people's heart. When you're an R&B artist, it's important to get into people's heart. That's very important. I don't care if you're singing a ballad or you got an up-tempo or whatever the case. That song got to hit somebody here and get right there. You know, a hip-hop record is fly by night. You know, it's a hip-hop record, right? But an R&B record, it got to stab you.
How you feel about the R&B situation out there right now?
It's great. R&B right now is great. It's in a great place because it used to be singing for a long time. It was just singing over hip hop. Crazy as it sound coming from me, we're doing blends and over hip hop beats. It was basically just singing over hip hop. Now the production is better. So the production has learned how to incorporate the little hip hop bases. Like I used the Victoria Monet record because they used the Charlie Boy, oh my mama, oh my hood. They just slowed it down and mellowed it out, and then they put her R&B vibe onto it. So now it's just accentuating the R&B record as opposed to leading the R&B record. You know, so that's why I say R&B is in a good state. But you got tremendous artists. SZA's a tremendous artist. Summer Walker's a tremendous artist. You got artists that are making their moves. Shout to Monet and Moore. A lot of people don't know about Monet. Monet's been in these streets for a minute, and she has a. The thing about R&B is, if you're sonically pleasant to somebody's ear, they'll check for you more. That's a different from somebody spitting. It's like if somebody, if you're a battle rap fan, and you know that this cat gonna spit some bars, you're now gonna check for him.
Yeah.
Because you know he spits bars. You know what I'm saying? Shout to what's my man out of Oakland?
Talking about
Simba. He gets busy. Like I checked for, I just called him one time, and ever since then I've been checking for him. Right?
It's a dude from in the Bay Area also. He be driving the Uber. He a light-skinned brother. I don't know his name, but when I say he get busy, he get busy, yo, and he give you some thought-provoking, bars. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
So, this ice was good. But
he over here talking about it's cold out here.
Not no more, right?
You know what I'm saying?
But so same way with an R&B artist, when you're sonically good to the ear, people check for you. And Monet sings, so she's sonically good to your ear. So that's what got people checking for her. Now she just has to get the management side together, get good records. She has a couple of records that I've been playing, Red Alert been playing, a few other DJs I hear playing, and she's on the come up.
Yeah.
Plus you have those mainstays that no matter what, the Ushers of the world are gonna be there. All right, because now they just get all the good songs.
Yeah.
So R&B is in a great place. You know, I'm proud to say that as being an R&B DJ, that now look at all the R&B parties.
Yeah.
You know, here's another thing. I dropped the ball so many times on branding when it came to R&B stuff. Like I did a show on DTF radio for shout to Mark from DTF for like a decade, called For the Love of R&B. I had so many R&B cats that you know now that came, the Kevin Rosses of the world, that came through my show when they were nobodies in the business, right? Because I was just checking for them.
Yeah.
Yo, who's next? I had a staff. That's all we did was check for R&B people. Check for them. Go to little shows. Go to, you know what I'm saying? You could go in the Village anytime, any day of the week and find a little show, right? You could go in you go Midtown now. You know what? It's crazy. We talked about the parties. If you're in the New York City area, the parties are now in the boroughs, not so much in the city. Now the city's where you go for performances.
Okay.
Right? So you could go to like the Hilton on 26th Street and catch a show in there. They have like a little small stage area downstairs in the Hilton. And they have outside, they'll be on the little billboard, they'll have a small little billboard of who they're gonna have there. And it's intimate. It's a great date night. Dinner at a show. And you'll get some up and coming R&B acts. Or you might even find somebody just in town who wants to try new stuff.
Yeah.
You know, you as an artist, you don't want to brandish your songs you ain't sure about on the big stage.
Yeah.
You want to test it out.
Yeah.
So you might catch a B list, for lack of a better way to put them. I hate to list people like that. No, I do. I hate to put people like, I don't have fans. I hate that word.
Everybody don't feel no kind of way. Everybody not on the A list.
I don't have fans and followers. I hate that. We all together.
Everybody not on the A list.
We all shut up, man.
Somebody gotta be on the B team.
We woke up the same. We all woke up. We stretched. We put on our pants. We brushed our teeth. That's it.
One leg at a time, right?
One person went one way, and the other person went a different way.
Somebody practice for you, heard Mel? Somebody practice for him. That's trying to be nice to y'all.
So I'm with Mel. It's a B team too.
Listen,
if they ain't practicing, they ain't on the A team.
Okay.
That's what separates the professionals
Oh my God.
from the DJs, Daddy. That's what separates. Somebody gotta be on the B
Opinions
team.
heard on this podcast are those of 237, not necessarily.
Yeah, all right.
That's one.
Yo, you right though. It's our opinion. There's a professional, and some of y'all need to practice.
Y'all need to practice out there. Fuck that.
So you know, some artists will do that. They will go into the smaller venues in the city, and you'll see them for hardly no money. The performance will be free. You're paying for dinner.
Yeah.
So you grab your lady or you grab your dude, whoever you're dealing with, and y'all go check out a show, get something to eat, have intimate conversation, and you might hear somebody fly. Yeah. Next thing you know, you checking for them.
Word.
Right. And I think that's where R&B sits right now. There's a lot of that going on.
I was a big R&B fan. I'm not gonna say I haven't been really into the R&B scene lately.
I said no R&B fan. Shut up. I was a fan. Oh, what?
I was.
What's the last R&B album
listen,
you bought? What's
listen,
the last R&B
listen,
album
listen.
you
Don't touch my body.
Listen,
last R&B
joint.
Touch my body.
Listen,
I liked Jason Derulo. I liked Austin Ostina. I like Chris Brown's. I like, you know what I'm saying? Those are R&B. Those are guys I like. I don't get me wrong. I've heard other people. Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? Lately, I just me. I want some love.
You was a dancing R&B.
I want some love. Those I like those guys, but I want some love. To call time and I want some love. I want some love there. You know what I'm saying? And all the humping, there's a lot of humping going on right now. A lot of humping going on. You know what I'm saying? He put me on the call time. We used to be in there listening to Emotional. I had to get away from him. I'm like, yo, homie, we ain't that type of crew. I love you, cousin, but this ain't how it's going. You know what I'm saying? I had to get away from him.
Pause.
You know what I mean? We in the barbershop. Listen, we in the barbershop.
You can't listen to Emotional in the barbershop.
We ain't listening to Emotional in the barbershop. We in the barbershop.
We was not listening
we not listening to Emotional. We in the barbershop. They play R. Kelly. You know they say, yo, you gotta turn that off.
Hold on. We was not listening to Carl Thomas.
I just said R. Kelly. They turned that off. They turned that off. Like, yo, you gotta turn that off.
I had to put his disclaimer out.
They made them turn that off. Yo, homeboy. Because, you know, Roy had that joint. Yo, turn that off. Alexa, turn that off. He said, oh, shit. He said, nah, we ain't playing that up in here.
Listen. I'm glad you mentioned R. Kelly. You know, that takes this business to a whole other level. You know, R&B is really prominent when the powers that be, and I'm not saying he's a horrible person. But there are a lot of horrible people I still hear on the radio right now.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? My thing is, you caught bodies, and I'm still listening to your music on the radio, right? Now, R. Kelly had a complete chokehold on R&B.
Yes, he did.
So I had recently did my own little poll on your top 5 R&B artists all time, 1990 to current. Okay, because you can't say all time. I hate to hear all time when it comes to certain topics because. What if I say Sam Cooke? You gonna be mad at me?
Yeah.
Right? You can't be, right? So you gotta put it in, you gotta have some sort of guidelines and parameters. So I said, and the amount of lists that I got back that excluded R. Kelly
was playing themselves.
Was ridiculous to me.
Now let me ask you. His name ain't on the list.
Should it have been?
Should it have been?
R. Kelly?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Goddamn right.
Now, we at a party. Are you playing R. Kelly?
In the club?
Yes.
No. In whatever venue, whatever venue.
In the club?
In the venue, yeah.
Today?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Okay, that's all right.
Listen, I went through
Okay,
No. Listen, I'm not gonna kill. This is a business too. I have to get paid.
Yeah.
All right, and I'm not going to kill myself by having a certain large percentage of the demographic in the audience go against me.
Yeah,
that's career ending. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? So I had to at first abide by society. You know, again, it's like when you hear the same song on the radio, they gotta play those songs because they want sponsorship. Yeah. Similarly, if I'm in the club And it's during the time that R. Kelly is now the taboo word. I'm not playing R. Kelly. You know what I'm saying? That would be ridiculous. That's suicide for my career.
Yeah.
However, as time progressed, you gotta, again, I'm a professional now. And I'm proud to say it.
Yes.
I know how to do certain things. So when I wanted to reincorporate R. Kelly back into my music, and that was like 3 years of pause, at least, at a minimum, at least, of no R. Kelly. For R&B DJ to play no R. Kelly for that long, you know how many records came out my crates? So how I incorporated, and I could give it away now, so y'all can steal it if y'all trying to figure out how to play it. What I started to do was I talk on the mic too now, you know what I'm saying? That's part of how my career moved, because a lot of DJs, you remember this, Kurt, that's how you got booked, right?
Holla.
A lot of DJs couldn't talk.
Holla. They didn't want to talk.
Yeah,
they just wanted to do their thing.
They just wanted to play records. They couldn't talk. You know what I'm saying? That's how Self made the moves, because he could talk.
Yeah.
You know? And it's an art to being able to talk while DJing. The art is being able to talk and not talk over the music. A lot of cats still don't understand that right there.
Somebody at your sister station is getting me tight about that.
Just talking all over the music.
Listen.
Right?
Chill, son. You be easy. That's it.
Well, listen.
Listen, I love him.
Listen.
I love him, and he's done a lot for the game, but you know, I'm telling it how I
That's
see it.
part of his style for me, though.
Yeah, I got that.
Part of his style.
Now we go to the professional. Flex, and I could call his name because that's my brother. I'm with him all the time. We went from dire, you one side of the block, I'm on the other side of the block. You know what I'm saying? Right? We were definitely, as you can't get further from each other. You know what I'm saying? Listen,
I wanted to hear that.
If I'm on Stuyvesant, he on Lewis. That's how far away we were to where we're now. That's my guy, because I would give him his credit. He knows radio like no other DJ. He knows, there's no other DJ today that knows from top to bottom radio. Everything from the sales department all the way to what record to play. He knows all of that stuff. He eats, sleeps, poo-poos it. You understand? All day. If you call him in the morning, and he never sleep. He don't answer your call. But if you call him at 9 o'clock in the morning, he'll call you back. He don't answer it, but he'll call you back. Right? And what you doing? Yo, I'm listening to records. I'll call you back. Yo, you just left using the club last night. And then you did the show before that. When did you sleep? Oh, I'm going to sleep 2 hours here. I'm going to sleep 2 hours here. That's how he sleeps. Right? He knows when to play records and when to talk. His talking is not like, in the club talking, you just went, shut up, I want to hear the record. Right? The things that he says, he don't never have loose words. And if you don't know what's going on, then it sounds like he's just talking whatever. But
if you out there,
but the ones that's getting stabbed, no, they getting stabbed. You know what I'm saying? So he don't have loose words, and he talks in a way to make you remember things. That's why I'll say it over and over again, right? Or he'll say it in a certain way, you know, so to make you remember it. He make you remember it. Everybody know that bomb. That bomb is legendary.
That shit is legendary. You from New York?
The bomb is
that legendary. Flex had it on Smash for a long time, man. That bomb is legendary. I mean, New York right there.
As an artist, you would love
to get the bomb.
To get the bomb.
Get the bomb.
Get the bomb.
There's rappers that put it in their records, drop a bomb on it. So getting back to R. Kelly, what I did, because I wasn't sure, you know,
how they would go respond.
Shout out to my lady. She was like, she said she still know R. Kelly. To this day, she still know R. Kelly. She hated that I play R. Kelly, but she understands the business. Right? I asked her first. I said, yo, listen, I'm going to play R. Kelly tonight. She said, no. I said, but here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to do. Because I'm missing. R. Kelly got a lot of records. Right?
No doubt.
So I'm going to group them. I'm going to just force feed people R. Kelly. I'm not going to sporadically I'm going to put them all together and have this one little 15-minute
set. R. Kelly set just
straight.
See what it was hitting
for. But what I did was, I said, I'm not going to say his name. Said that on the mic. I ain't going to say his name. And I understand if this is the time you gotta go to the bathroom, or this is the time that you gotta go to the bar, or if this is the time that you want to check your Instagram, I understand. Go right ahead. Just bear with me because we don't all think alike, right?
True.
And then I got into my R. Kelly set.
Yeah.
And I started noticing people just like
The response.
They forgot. They
What song?
forgot.
What song?
They forgot.
The response.
They
the
forgot.
first R. Kelly record I played was Paul Step, Red, what's it called? Red Carpet.
Yeah.
That was the first one. Dun-dun-dun-dun.
Yeah.
Dun-dun. And then I played Backyard Party.
Okay.
Then I got into the real R. Kelly records. I don't think I even played Step in the Name of Love that night. That first night, I didn't play it because I felt a way about Step in the Name of Love and R. Kelly. You understand? Like, whose love is he stepping in the name of? Right? I think I stayed away from that the first couple of
They ain't you stepping over here.
Yeah, I stayed away from that. But R. Kelly got so many records.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes, he does.
You know, and then let's not forget he had the whole era of R. Kelly and Jay-Z.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Take You Home is right now it's still a big record in my sense.
Yeah.
Right? So to leave him out is impossible to me. You know, that's society based. That's not music based.
Okay. Okay.
You know,
Because musically, he's one of the best that ever did it.
musically he is the best to ever do it.
He the king?
When I talk about
R&B
when you got a
king?
catalog of music, you're talking a catalog. When you got a catalog of music, and then why I say the best because there's a lot of artists that got the catalogs like the Luthers and the now you put Ever.
Yeah.
You got the Luthers, you got the Smokey Robinsons, you got a lot of legendary artists. But why I put him as the best with the catalog is I look at all the records that he put out that were when they came out the record.
Yeah.
It may not even peak at number 1 on charts, but when it was out, it was the record.
Yeah, that was the one to have.
You know what I'm saying? Period. And I can't say, I'm not 62 years old, so I can't say that Sam Cooke did have the record all the time, right? But I know I can't name 20 Sam Cooke records.
Yeah.
I can easily name 20 R. Kelly records without even hesitation. You know, I'll be like, I need more for the list, you know, easily. And he did, this is why I say Usher's walking in his path as far as having his finger on the pulse of how to stay hot. R. Kelly, remember R. Kelly was doing records with Swiss Beats.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Jay-Z, Lil Wayne, you know what I'm saying? R. Kelly.
Biggie,
Everybody. Biggie, right?
Yeah.
R. Kelly knew how to just go in there.
Michael Jackson. He did.
Michael Jackson.
Wrote for people. You know?
Right? But I'm just talking about how he slid over into come on, he was doing ballads and he was doing anthems.
Yes.
I Believe I Can Fly is an anthem.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Then he was doing hood records.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And here we go. Let's be honest. Some of his hood record remixes were better than the original record.
No doubt. No doubt.
His own.
And he had
It's
the love
Me.
choice. He had
It's
the love
Me.
choice too.
His It's Me. I ain't been that. When he came on there, what?
The aura.
Will R. Kelly come on your record?
No doubt.
It was a whole different ball game. When R. Kelly popped on Kanye,
Yeah.
when he popped on Kanye, and now we in the club like, you're like, yo, come on, man. You can't take him off. You cannot not mention him.
So regardless of how the crowd,
stayed
regardless of how the crowd feeling, so you gonna sneak some Kells in there then.
But listen,
Sure.
I want to hear Kells.
Listen,
I want to hear.
And now,
it ain't
Wait to the
really
point.
much of a it ain't really much of a thing now.
it ain't self-sabotage now.
No. Now it's accepted. It's pretty in the club.
Yeah.
Radio
In the
still
club.
no.
Yeah.
Radio's still a no-go because you have sponsorships, and I understand.
Okay.
I get that. You know, Pepsi don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
Right? I get that. But in the club,
It's a go.
with some champagne on the table and some hookah.
The club in most people's cribs.
Yeah, talk about it. They'll tell you they don't hear no R. Kelly. It's sure enough, it's in their crib.
Fan in the crib.
And Lex been playing a lot of R. Kelly.
Somebody talking about,
Yo.
Yeah.
Come lay
I
with
done been to a couple of spots though, you know, like a private event or something like that, and somebody will throw on some Kels just to test the temperature,
Yeah.
see what it's hitting for, to see the reaction in the room, and then be like,
You know
"All right,
what?
let me let
I'm
that
gonna
rock."
give y'all one. Go find a little Pastor Aux party. Those is popping up too.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
Some DJs hate that. I'm a DJ. I love that.
Yeah.
You know what the Pastor Aux party is?
What's that?
A Pastor Aux party is everybody. They got the Bluetooth speakers now.
Oh, okay.
Or they got the whatever the case may be,
Yeah.
and they have an auxiliary cord, and they let you plug your phone in to the auxiliary cord.
How much
And
time
you
you
play.
got? How
it
much
jumping.
time you get though?
It depends on who the organization of the party, whoever's doing the party. You know, so they might give you 3 songs, might give you one song.
I need in on
If you
this.
don't know nothing
I
about
like
the
that.
party,
I need in
and
on
you
this.
start one, give me my credit, right?
Yeah, what you call it? We should start one. Let's do
we're
one.
I
gonna
need
talk
in
about
on
it.
this.
Let's do one.
We're gonna talk about brunches and stuff like that.
Ooh, we got a spot.
I still don't get my credit on brunches, but we're gonna talk about that in a minute. The Pastor Aux parties, you plug your phone up, right?
You got 3.
If you give them 3 songs, right? You gotta to channel them in. Tell them it gotta be in the 90s. You put them in and say you gotta play 3 R&B songs. It gotta be a male, a female, and then one of your choice from the 90s. I guarantee you, R. Kelly be in that.
He's in mine. He will
He's
be in
gonna be
mine.
in there.
He
I
might be.
guarantee you.
He might
Gotta
be 2 of
be.
mine. He might be 2 of
Right,
mine.
he gonna be
He might be
the male, and he gonna be the one the
choice.
optional one.
Word.
Yeah.
I guarantee you.
Yeah. I
That's
wish.
what's up.
Yeah.
And not for nothing, and y'all heard it here first, yo. That ain't a bad idea. As we might have to talk about that, baby.
15%. Oh yeah, Mel gotta get
You heard Big Dog?
Bell said, yo.
Yeah.
20.
20.
Mel gotta get
20.
Yeah.
Brunches. Shout to everybody throwing a Sunday brunch or a Saturday brunch.
But sound like it's a butt behind that.
No, bruh. Salute to them. Cause when I was throwing brunches, nobody was throwing brunches. Nobody was throwing brunches. I'ma give credit to my man Mark, Big Dog. He used to do sound for Massive B. He gets all the credit on this one. He used to bring my sound when I had to do venues outside. And there was one night that he was like, yo, I can't do it. I'm gonna patch you to somebody else. They're gonna bring you the sound, but I can't do it. I was like, why? He said, I'm doing City Field. Right? He started doing the big stadiums. He said, I'm doing City. No, it wasn't even City Field. It was Shea Stadiums.
Okay.
I'm doing Shea Stadium.
Oh, you talking
Right.
about
Yeah, it's a minute. Now we going. I'm telling you, I fall back in
a minute.
I gotta do Shea Stadium, and then I gotta do Shea Stadium in the afternoon. But my early equipment is going to a brunch I'm doing. And I said, a brunch? He said, yeah, I do brunches in the daytime. I said, brunch, that's food. He said, yeah. I do brunches in the daytime and then we doing Shea Stadium after. I said, music?
Yeah.
He said, yeah. Then he hit me. He said, oh, you don't know about him. I said, no. He said, you don't notice how the black parties are now in the white clubs now? Remember, we never used to get white clubs in the city. We would never get those clubs, especially in a meatpacking district. You know what I mean? We could never get those clubs. We couldn't even get in, let alone dope parties there. And then there became a surge of us getting those clubs. They're like, what, the white people don't party no more?
Nah, they ain't want y'all in there at nighttime.
No, right. They didn't want us in there, and then we started getting them at night.
Yeah.
So we were like, it never dawned on me. I just thought, white people want to make that money. They want to get money too. They didn't realize these guys is popping bottles. I learned about bottles. I learned about how champagne is sold and how we getting raped. Don't. Yo, listen. When you buy a bottle of champagne in the club, if you know the numbers on how badly that club is
taking you.
Oh my God. It is like, it should be illegal how badly they are destroying you on the markup rate
But what makes
for
you
a
think
bottle
they
of
don't know?
champagne.
That's how bad people want to stunt.
Bro, if you knew the actual number,
Yo,
if you knew
we
the
do know,
actual,
they do know. That's
bro,
how bad they want to stunt.
I don't think you know the
Half of
actual
it don't be their
number.
money, so you know.
okay.
I will tell you the actual number behind the scenes. I'm gonna tell you the actual number, and then you're gonna be like,
Moet, though, you could just go for a bottle of Moet from what we buy from
bro,
the store.
that's not
into
even the store is raping you.
But
bro.
I'm just saying, but you go to the store versus what the club.
Now
it's
imagine,
like, God.
so now imagine the rate
Yeah.
to the club.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you the number behind the scenes. I ain't gonna kill my club
Okay.
owners, right? But he was like, you don't realize that they're getting all those clubs at night because the party for the white people is in the daytime now. They're bringing food to the club.
Yeah.
I was like, word? He's like, yeah. Remember how you used to do going back to Envy?
No doubt.
We used to have the food
Yeah.
early.
Yeah.
Right? Remember you used to bring the pans of food to Envy?
Yeah.
They do that in the daytime at the same club. So the club owner made his money already in the day. So the nighttime money is plus.
Yeah.
That's how they get in the club. That's how. So I was like, for real? He said, yeah. So we throw parties in the day. I said, yo, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So remember I was doing Samantha's?
No doubt.
I started doing Samantha's restaurant on Fulton and Grand on Sundays, on a Sunday brunch and a black film for the love of black movies. And on the wall in her restaurant, I would show an old black movie.
Okay.
And bring in a set and have a party after the movie. Call it Sunday brunch. I was the only one doing them. Then Havana Outpost down the block started showing the movie on the wall.
Yeah, they remember they
Outside, maybe they had the big movie on the wall, so they stole my movie idea. But they would do it because they were doing it on the wall. They had to wait till it got dark.
Yeah.
I was doing it in the daytime because I was just pulling down the shades of the restaurant. So I still had the brunch idea, even though they stole my movie idea.
Yeah.
Right? Next thing I know, brunch pop up over here with music. Brunch pop up over here with music. Oh, somebody caught on to the idea.
Yeah.
Now all the parties are in the daytime. Nobody paid me for my brunch idea.
For a minute, I was waiting for Kurt. I was waiting for Kurt.
Yo, go ahead.
Yo, this is cool, man.
Yo, you're welcome.
This is cool.
You're
I'm
welcome
back.
to come back whenever you would like.
Y'all do this on
You
Sunday?
know, we do it on Sundays. You know what I'm saying? We might have you come back when it's a little warmer.
Please.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
next year.
You know what I'm saying? You and your twin.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We might have to do a brunch auxiliary. What does it call it?
Huh?
What is it called again?
The auxiliary party.
The auxiliary
Aux party. Yeah, I want in on that. Yeah, Aux party.
We might
I
have
want in on that.
Maybe we break him out to be the host.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? Because he hung up his.
You know what I like about Kurt when he was the host?
Oh.
He didn't touch the mixer.
Yeah.
He just talked.
Yeah.
Got a big ass mouth.
Yeah, that was important though.
When we offline, I'm gonna tell you something you told me, and
Okay.
I stuck to that too.
Good. DJs don't like when you touch the mixer.
Nah,
DJs
they
hate
do
it.
not.
If you a host, a good host, the greatest host of all time. You know who the greatest host of all time was for the urban parties?
Hold on, my man, he passed away.
Yes,
For
he
me,
did pass away.
he passed
Yes,
away.
yes, he did pass away.
Frank Jigger for
Frank
me.
Jigger.
Frank Jigger. Shout to Frank Jigger. Yes.
Jigger.
I had the
Frankie
pleasure of
was
meeting
the
Frank
best
Jigger too.
to
Frank
ever
Jigger was the best
do
out
it.
there.
He never touched the mixer. He was never even close to the
And he ain't have to.
Nope, he was
Ain't
staying
have to.
over there.
Yeah.
His mic cord, if he didn't have the cordless, because he started walking around with his own mic. That's when I realized Frank is just on another level.
Yeah.
He bring his own mic. But if he had the other mic, he would run the mic cord and he'd sit way over there. And his skill was knowing when to talk so that he can be heard, but not affecting the DJ. So you see a lot of hosts now that come over and stand next to the DJ. And as a DJ, you know how many times I did that? Do it. Talk on the mic. I want you to grab the mixer. I've done this many a time. Many a time. Yeah, like, yo, bro, move your hand. Because you don't know what I'm getting ready to do. The mixer is mine.
Yeah.
This is me. You don't know
Professional.
what I'm getting ready to do.
Yeah.
So here you go.
Working with this.
Yeah.
Do
your job.
Well,
You know?
Do your job.
And
DJ.
Yeah.
I
listen.
won't never touch the mixer.
Don't touch the mixer, B.
And it's what I told you last night, Mel, because I rocked with Flex last night, right?
Okay.
I hardly ever do that though. But last night was because it was the magnitude of the event. I rocked. I did his microphone. Right. Notice I didn't say mic because I had to say pause and all that. Right. So I did the microphone hosting for Flex last night. And if you're knowing this and you do this, you should have a feel for what's gonna happen before it happens, as opposed to the crowd. So you should know. You can cheat now. Yeah. If you're a host, you can cheat and you can look and see what song is coming on the screen. You can cheat. Frank didn't have that luxury. Nah. So he had to have a feel for what the DJ was getting ready to do. You can pretty much gauge it. You can gauge if during the chorus the DJ starts to leak the next song for the blend coming in. You can know when it's going to drop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
The DJ got to be good though, because if he giving you a little hints, he got to be good. See, he talking professional DJ stuff.
I mean,
he got professional DJs.
Like
okay,
the DJ got to be
all
good.
Right. Well, here's another. Shout to Kevin Crown. And Kevin Crown is I would say he's probably, if not top 3, he may be the best New York Caribbean DJ at this moment, right? Because he travels like a monster. But I heard him say I brought him into the Union when I was there, and I heard him say in an interview something that I told him just in conversation, and he said I took that and I held on to it my whole career. And I said, what? He said, once you get to a certain level, everybody's good. So you got to figure out how to be better than good. Because it's true. Once you are at a pinnacle scale, like they always say, oh, championships don't mean nothing. You know, say if you had a great career, the championship shouldn't mean anything. I'm like, no. The championship is the difference. But we use the championship to separate the greats. They don't use the champion because they always talk about Robert Horry has 7 rings. Does that make him no, he was just in a great position to get 7 rings, but he's not in the greats conversation. The championship is to separate the greats. All right? Once you get to the level of great where you're all here, something has to make you better than the other great. That's the ring.
That's the professional.
That's the ring.
Shaq remind Barkley all the time.
well, while we talking about some of the greats, we're from the great place of Brooklyn.
Okay.
You from the great place of Brooklyn.
Gifts.
You know what I'm saying? And you know,
that's hot.
Just in case you out there and they don't know.
Yeah.
You always.
Yeah.
Just Brooklyn dope.
That's hard right there.
Yeah,
I like
what I'm saying?
Who idea was this?
Yeah. This is what we do. This is what we do, brother. Just in case. You ain't gonna sit down now and tell us we owe you on this.
Oh, no, not at all. I wear it with pride, man. And it got good colors, man. I appreciate it.
We appreciate you for coming. Thank you for coming through. I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? And we shout out to the Union. We got to shout out the Union.
The Union, baby. You wasn't outside. Y'all don't know nothing about that, baby. Y'all know nothing about that. You wasn't outside that time. You don't know what it was, huh? You don't know what it was.
Yo, you know who I need to shout out to? I mean, since we talking that, shout out to Will and Daughters. All right? I know that's random, right? Because DJ Will, the Union started DJ Will, DJ Self, and myself. We all know Self with Gwenning and you know, loving hip hop Self and all these things that Self has done. But a lot of people don't understand that DJ Will took his DJ career and the people that he knew, and he first started out putting out a rum punch that moved around, Will and Daughters Rum Punch. But when we used to have our little meetings, like we used to have get-togethers and appreciation events and stuff, and Will always wanted to do the cooking. And I can cook. I'm proud to say I can cook. You know what I'm saying? I do most of the cooking in my house. My wife loves it, right? But Will really, really, really can cook, and he can cook in large scales. So his company, his company, Will and Daughters, is now doing a lot of the major industry events as catering. And I think that is, as a DJ, we can't all be Red Alert, right? We can't all have a complete career where we can feed our family and our grandkids and leave legacy and have enough finance to do all of these things at a high level like Red Alert. We can't, everybody can't do that. But what everybody can do is they can take some of the finance, they can take some of the knowledge, some of the connections that they made and branch that off into something else that they do well, right? And he did that. So I got to give him, I see the shirt, and we used to always talk about marketing, different things, and I'm proud of him for that. Like, that, I hope.
Shout out to Bronx Bomber, the Bronx Bomber.
Right. I'm super proud of him for that. Like, you could be anything you want to be, right? It's just what you put your mind to and what you put the effectiveness of your time and talent to that gets you there.
Well, on that note, we want to say thank you.
Coming through.
Appreciate it.
S1.
And much more success.
Got one more thing. Sorry.
No, don't be. Go ahead.
No.
One of his accolades, they did not talk about being selected in the honor of DJing for his peers at Gracie Manning.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you got the DJ. Hold on. Let's let how much tape we got? We got some time?
She can't tell us. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, you can talk about that.
Yeah, Gracie Mansion. Great. Whoa. Wow, Gracie Mansion. That was recently. I did that. That was a 50th year of hip hop event. And it was during the week of the actual 50th year celebration. Shout out to Cool Herc. And it was, I had done a lot of events. We did the Garden.
Let's hope.
Yeah.
We got to deal with this when we out. This is what we deal with. Being that we shoot outside, this is what we deal with. We got to deal with the elements.
Right.
That's it? Okay.
Yeah, that was around the 50th, that week of the 50th. So we did a lot of stuff. We did the Garden. We did a lot of outdoor events. But then I got a call. The station called me. The program director called me, and she was like, "You got a big request." And I was like, I'm thinking concert or something like that. And she's like, "No, this is a big request." I said, "Big like that?" She was like, "Yeah, like you beat out a lot of people who requested to do it, right?" She said, "I put your name in a hat, but that's all I did was put your name in a hat, and there were a lot of people whose names were in the hat, but the mayor's office requested you." And I was like,
Somebody was familiar with your work, baby.
I was like, word? She was like, yeah, like
That's what happened when you, for one, is a professional.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, listen, I don't just do everything everybody else do. That R&B set yourself apart. Yeah.
But this is hip hop 50. You see how you said that?
Yeah.
I'm known for R&B, but this is hip hop 50. So, but
they one and the same.
But one thing here's the key. And I give a lot of love to my mom, rest in peace. She was very, very, very strong on me in this. I don't care what you do in the house. When you go outside, you better carry yourself right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you're around people, you got to make sure that everybody's watching you. Even those that you don't think are watching you, they watching you. Because everybody, they may not pat you on the back, but you mess up, they sure gonna tell the world that you messed up. So you always got to carry yourself in a certain manner. So I try to, when I'm outside and I'm talking to people, like I talk to a lot of people. That was one of the things that I pride myself on. If we anywhere and I see somebody's interest in something, let's have a conversation about it. Either what's one thing that's definitely gonna happen. You have a conversation with me, we both gonna leave out of here with something. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna be no wasted conversations. We gonna learn something. Something gonna get learned, right? So when she hit me, she's like, "Yeah, you got requested to do. No, you're gonna get vetted." That's what she told me. I was like, "I can't get vetted. You talking about get vetted?" She said, "Yeah, because you got requested to do Gracie Mansion." And I said,
Yeah.
"Oh, okay." So I'm just thinking it's a party at Gracie Mansion. She's like, "Oh no. everybody gonna be there. It's for the Hip Hop 50 official mayor's celebration. So everybody's gonna be there. Herc, everybody. Red, Melly Mel, everybody.
Yeah, so it wasn't just playing at Gracie Mansion.
All the
Again,
kids.
you playing for
And
the
the
people
people
for your
yeah.
peers, for some big names. So it was time to show out.
Everybody. I was like, and I'm on the podium. So the mayor's podium is here and my set is here. So I'm on this. So it was a feeling. I look at DJs like, shout out to my man MOS. MOS did Barack Obama's inauguration. And it's not to that level, of course. That's a whole different. But then again, he did it for random people.
Yeah.
I equated to me coming from, to take it back to the beginning of this interview, coming from putting 2 cassette decks in a recorder and pause taping or listening on a late night on WHBI where I gotta keep it low because it's in the middle of the week and I gotta go to school the next day. And my grandmother totally hating hip hop altogether, and I'm playing it, but she know I love it, so she's not really going crazy with me. She's just like, you can play it, but you gotta play it low, and if you play it low, I'll okay it, but it can't be all night. And I'm that guy, and I'm that little kid just loving this music, going from that to going to playing for the people who, the people who, could you imagine playing for as a country violinist? You know what I'm saying? The one of these playing for the guy who created that.
Yeah.
Could you imagine? And him looking at you and going like this.
Did your numbers. You did your numbers.
You know?
Yeah. No doubt.
That feeling. There's no feeling like that ever. That's why I said I take it above. I put it not above, but I put it on the same level as MOS with Barack because Barack was the first black president. So be able to DJ for his inauguration, to be able to DJ for the first black president's inauguration is that's how I felt. I was DJing for the president of hip hop.
No doubt. That's right.
You know?
That's right. That's right.
His induction. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, yeah, Mel, that was something that is definitely I can't even call it a bucket list thing. That's not even because a bucket list is something that people all just aspire to do. Everybody wants to do it. That is something that I will treasure
for the rest
as being the only one to ever do for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
What up,
So we want to say thank you again. We appreciate you.
This is cool.
And
this is cool.
You're always welcome. You're always welcome.
Oh no, I'm coming back.
When they heat up, pull up.
Good.
You already know what it is. Catch us on the Stoop, baby. 237. No place like home. 100.